Hey, okay, so just even though I look like a normal person and that sort of thing, um, I am actually God come down in human form. I'm imitating a guy that's a real guy on the planet for whom I am responsible for his existence, just like all y'all. But I don't want to freak people out by coming here and showing myself in all my glory. I wanted to start with the idea that I gave you all the Bible, and you didn't all believe in me. And then I went and took a look at the Bible, and it is kind of a mess. I mean, it's got like me being physically visible to Adam and Eve and other people, uh, and they can see my feet and stuff, um, and then yeah, so there's a lot of inconsistencies in the story. I sort of feel like instead of inspiring the Bible, I should have written it myself, or what I could have done is dictate it to all the folks, to people, or I could have sort of had it recording, and I actually could have done a video recording back then. um, I just didn't, but so it's like in hindsight, I can get where I kind of went wrong. What's weird about being all powerful is you have the power to make mistakes. It messes with the omnibenevolence, the all loving, because it makes it so I can actually be also like all hating. Because, like, you get it? There's no power. I'm not powerless to do anything. So I'm actually capable of making some big faux pas and doing some big mean things. And looking at the book, I'm looking at the flood. I flooded everybody except for like 6 or 7 people. I don't know why I treated them as special either. I mean, they weren't really perfect either. So anyway, it is kind of I get why the Bible isn't really convincing a lot of people. The other thing about it is I didn't like write it and then distribute it everywhere either. I mean, it's almost pretty much everywhere right now. We're in the year 2024, and it's a while back since can't remember his name, but he invented the printing press, fairly famous. Not Jonas Salk. I know he was the guy that started getting people to what do they get Fauci from Fauci. So I stopped coming down in bodily form here and there. I sent Mary down a couple of times, but only to, like, fervent Catholics that would believe it was Mary. Because what's the point of letting Mary come down and people saying that's just a woman dressed up as Mary? I have shown myself as God in various ways. I would wear like robes and stuff, and sandals, and have a beard, and white hair and all that stuff. So that when you do that, a lot more people are going to get that I'm God. So, but I'm just not used to being in bodies. Like right now, I'm going like crazy. This is so weird. I can smell all these things. I can smell the bad smells, which is not really. I don't have to deal with that stuff as much in heaven. Heaven is it smells good. It smells good no matter what. It's like you can have anything you want unless it smells bad in heaven, which is kind of weird because, first of all, why would you want something that smells bad? But second of all, why wouldn't you be able to have that if you want it? Again, your tiny brains can't understand it, and I'm using one of your tiny brains to explain, so maybe that's why I can't understand it. But again, if I had just made this tiny brain and your tiny brains able to understand all this stuff, it would have been a real quick shortcut. You guys would be you'd be happy all the time on Earth, especially if I made Earth better. Um, this is really like therapy for me. I realize I've been sort of ignorant and privileged. I am at the top of sort of the pyramid, sort of thinking it's my job to have all the power and the glory because I need to take care of y'all. But as I'm sitting there acquiring and demanding the power and the glory, I don't have as much time and energy to like take care of y'all. It's very kind of ironic. It's like sort of I guess a dictatorship in a way. Okay, it looks like I'm going to pause the video a lot more because I can't even blame being in a human body as like the reason things are hard to make sense of. It just feels very different being down here, being up there. You know, I have to tell you, this has to do with things like dimensions and overlapping realms and all that kind of frou-frou stuff. It's not about like being up in the sky, because you know the sky isn't really there. The sky is just what it looks like when you're looking through little tiny droplets of evaporated water. And it's beautiful and stuff like that. So just so you understand, when I say up there, I don't mean up there. I'm like an infinite multidimensional being, and again, what I'm trying to tell you is even when I am in any other dimension or the ultimate dimension of dimensions, which is me, when I'm just in my own total realm of all knowing, all existing, all present, all good, all loving, all nice, and all powerful, and all knowing. Did I say that already? I do about the same because it sounds kind of contradictory. I can't see you or feel you or touch you or heal you. Sort of Roger Daltrey there. I know him because he's famous. I don't know him because I'm omniscient. Yeah. I think it's a paradox. And not in a good way. I think paradox might be another name for nonsense. I'm actually starting to think, how do I know I existed for all time? How do I even know what all time is? How come I have to come down here to empathize with you as opposed to just be able to empathize with all of you all of the time? Why would I let you do things that get you into hell when I could have made it so that you're just like me and generally don't have to suffer? I don't suffer nearly as much as you guys. And I read the Bible, and I know I said stuff like, oh, you've caused me grievous suffering, or you did some bullshit to me that I didn't like. But to tell the truth, I mean, it's kind of minor. It's like you gave me, aspartame instead of pure sugar in my hot chocolate or something, right? That's about the level I can suffer at. But I made it so you guys could suffer the deaths of children, the lingering pain that lasts for decades, large-scale catastrophes that have nothing to do with human behaviors, like earthquake and whatnot. I get it too, because it looks like I blamed you for floods, or at least a worldwide flood. And looking back, I mean, like I said, I have magical powers and stuff. So I'm looking all over the planet now, and I don't see any evidence for a worldwide flood in the history of humankind. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is I think I'm going to turn over a new leaf. I think I'm going to like get up out of bed every morning with the intent of like being more human, so I can understand what you guys feel like, and or use my all powerfulness to make you all powerful. I don't know. I cringe at that. Um, I get okay. Let's just start with this. Today's lesson has been nobody's perfect, even me. I don't know. I don't like that ending, but